Modeling, HO scale, Kato. It's pronounced Kato, not Kato. Well, the very first locomotives I bought used, and this is one of them over here. The first Kato I bought anyway. I did buy a couple Athearn blue boxes, but I don't have those anymore because the Kato was so much better. That's Loco there. I bought that 25 years ago. I was so impressed with the quality that I bought more. And the nice thing about Kato is you can take them apart. Nothing's glued. If you want to detail a loco, you don't have to have it undecorated. You can take it apart, and you can do the lettering usually comes off really easy with some lacquer thinner. You can do whatever you need to do, paint it, put it back together. But the LEDs, Kato seems to have a lot of trouble with the LEDs. They were orange, and then they were bright white, and then they also have trouble with the handrails. Let me show you. The handrails are wavy. See the waviness? I think Kato should have given everybody a refund with the proper or better handrails. That one's not so bad, but it's just annoying when you're trying to have your locos look real and the handrails are all wavy. And here's a loco I did for my son. This is like SD40 mid production. See how they went back to the orange colored lights? Does not look prototypical. And I bought one of these BN mid SD40s, and I was able to get the ditch lights to flash, but it stopped working, and it's a hassle trying to program those ditch lights to flash. I actually prefer, my favorite locos are the Proto 2000s, but I didn't really start buying those until I got on eBay and I started buying them used. But these are actually the best. For the time period, these are the best HO scale model locomotives that were actually available. And here's a Kato, which is really nice. They got the handrails right. The Proto 2000s, you have to buy it undecorated in order to get the grab irons and handrails and not glued onto the shell. Sometimes it's not glued. It's actually use a hot iron on the inside, and they'll melt the plastic together. So you really can't get it apart. Athearn Genesis and Athearn after the blue box are nice. They have great detailing. More prototypical. Kato, not prototypical. BNSF-9s. See if I can find one here. The ditch lights are not below the pilot. They're above. Santa Fe's are correct because they were below. If I can find there's a Kato-9 Santa Fe. That's correct. So that's prototypical. And then another thing that irritates me about Kato, why they choose a number to a loco and make it not correct. See, Kato SD40-2 6047, they put a cab headlight on it. Not prototypical, but if they've chosen the number 6311, they would have gotten it right. See, I customized both of these Katos. They're both actually a 6047. I changed the number on that one, and I put the headlight down on the nose like it's supposed to be. 90% of the locos are actually Kato, and the only reason is because of the quality of the motor and because, like I said, you can take them apart and you can customize them. That's a Kato SD40 Wisconsin Central. I made it prototypical. And Caslow shops, I bought a lot of shells before Rapido and Bowser and Scale Trains was making them. So that's a custom loco I did. And this one here, Scale Trains is making this now. When I made that, it wasn't available. And I'm not really into sound. That's a Castle Shops cab. I will not buy a locomotive used on eBay that has sound in it, because you never know what somebody did to it to cut it up. Like a Kato that wasn't really designed for sound. If they cut it up, the frame up, and made a mess out of it, a lot of times you don't know until you actually get it in your possession. That's why I like hobby shops better. I like going to a hobby shop and looking at something, handling it, and deciding whether I want to buy it. You buy stuff off eBay, you don't know you don't know what's inside the shelf. They don't open it up, show pictures, and a lot of times it gets damaged during shipping. I got 4 projects going on right now. This is a 5501 SD45B. This one is I got a Castle Shops cab on the way, a 4-window Go Transit safety cab. This is going to be 5277 CN SD40-2W. This right here is going to be a BC Rail SD40 Snoot 751 or 762. Haven't really decided yet. Red, white, and blue. And this one is going to be a CP SD40-2 Snoot. That's another thing. The CP snoots aren't quite as long as the Santa Fe's were. And then your paint doesn't stick to the handrails, so you very gently take one of these Scotch pads and you just rough it up a little bit. And sometimes I'll rough up the shell, and then you always want to wash it before you paint it. But anyway, I got 4 projects going on. Here it is, March. I may not finish these, but whenever I don't have anything to do, I come down and grab a Loco, and I'll do something with it. See, I've already got the proper lights on these, and this is going to be one of the easiest B units I've ever done. I've already got the proper light on that. But I had a Proto 2000 ST60 I bought from a local hobby shop that was pretty much junk. I've made 3 different B units out of the parts from that. So again, I like the Proto 2000s, especially the ST60s. They're large, they're heavy. There's a Proto 2000 ST60 BM. Works really well, and there's a Kato ST70. It works well, but it's not quite as heavy. And here's a Proto 2000 Tiger, and I turned it into a yard unit. Here's an Atlas. Here's a Kato. Here's a Proto 2000. So there's all 3 different brands there. And this right here, this is a Bachmann. I bought one of these. It works good along other Locos, but I don't use it by itself. It doesn't have a good quality motor. Right here, here's 3 Proto 2000s on my coal train. So I guess overall, Kato doesn't make HO scale anymore. I would have kept buying Katos, but BNSF changed to the wedge scheme, Heritage 3, swoosh, whatever you want to call it. I don't like it. It looks better to me have yellow lettering on orange than it does to have black. And here's another good example of this. Is a used Loco I bought. Really wavy. Pain in the ass. I don't know what to do with it. If you put pressure on one end, it'll straighten out. But how do you get that to stay? That's the issue. And here, there's this Proto 2000. Another Proto 2000, all custom. And here's a Kato GP35s, customized. So that's basically it. Modeling HO scale Kato. I like them. I've got a lot of ST40s and -2s that are Katos that I've painted. I've done almost 100 Locos that are custom, and a majority of them, 90% are all ST40s. Okay? Thank you.